Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Kid Stories Podcast. I'm Phil Bechtel. Today's episode is sponsored by More Marker. We have buckets and boxes and drawers full of markers. Skinny markers, thick markers, markers that smell weird, and especially markers that have dried out. And instead of just throwing away those dried out markers, we use More Marker to bring them back to life. It's a simple marker-shaped sling that you use to whip the marker back into action. It's so fun to use More Marker that sometimes our kids stop drawing altogether and just search for dead markers to resurrect. The More Marker kits are made by a family out in Oregon, and you can use the promo code KIDSTORIES to get a great discount. Click the link in the show notes to order your More Marker kit today. Before we get started today, I want to give a shout out to the Hale kids from Detroit, Michigan. Elijah, Ayana, and Matthias, thanks for reaching out. I'm so glad you guys enjoy the stories, and I hope you enjoy this one. It's called Mermaids Are Real, Part 4. Last time on Mermaids Are Real, Part 3, the ninjas and the mermaid warriors struck out against some rude boy soldiers who were patrolling the ruins of the Coral Kingdom castle. The heroes won that battle, but there are many, many more to fight. The citizens of the Coral Kingdom have been captured and taken to the rude boys' hideout. The heroes don't know where that is exactly. Right now, Evie and Gwen are seeking out the help of another underwater creature. As the heroes rushed through the ocean and the ninjas struggled to keep up with their new flippers, Boulise asked, "Hey, Evie, where are we going? Who's going to help us?" Evie and Gwen looked at each other like maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. "We're seeking the help of the Dolphins," said Evie. "Of course," said Boulise. "I've always loved dolphins. That makes so much sense." "Do mermaids, ride dolphins into battle or something?" The ninjas didn't know much about dolphins. They would see them sometimes out in the ocean, leaping out of the water and playing. And Boulise had a cool dolphin calendar in her bedroom. "Oh, no, said Evie. "And don't ever suggest that to a dolphin. They hate even the idea that someone would ride them at all. And I'm not sure they'll even want to help us." "How would they not want to help?" wondered Boulise. "It's the fate of the ocean we're talking about here. Don't dolphins and mermaids get along?" "Dolphins don't get along with anyone," said Gwen. "Yeah," added Evie. "Dolphins don't like anyone. At all. Chances are they won't even talk to us. And I wouldn't be surprised if they attacked us, in which case you're going to need to look out for their laser eyes." "Laser eyes?" said Ben. But before they could ask any more about the dolphins, they had reached a massive underwater arch, and Evie turned and put her finger to her lips, silently asking everyone to be quiet. The arch stretched about 10 stories above the heroes and was made from ornately carved coral and shiny pearl and gemstones. Evie and Gwen approached the arch, but they didn't enter. In about 1 second, 2 quick dolphins rushed up to the heroes. "Why does the Mermaid Kingdom approach the Dolphin Arch?" demanded one of the dolphins. "Go back to your Coral Kingdom and leave us be." "I demand an audience with the King and Queen," yelled Evie, sticking her magical trident into the sand in front of her. "Time is running out and we need to see them now." Evie knew that if you needed to deal with a dolphin, the best way was to be loud and demanding. There was an old mermaid saying that went, "If you ask a dolphin for something, you'll get shot with laser eyes. If you demand something of a dolphin, you might not get shot with laser eyes." The dolphin guards looked angry at the request. As angry as a dolphin could look, anyway. They rushed off into the murky depths of the ocean and reappeared quickly with a third dolphin who looked like he had never smiled in his entire life and was wearing some pretty sweet dolphin armor. "Follow me, mermaids," he growled. "This better be good." The heroes stayed close to each other and followed the dolphin in charge to a massive stone circle, and in the middle were the king and queen dolphin. They seemed larger than any other dolphins. The circle was surrounded by hundreds of other dolphins. The heroes were huddled in a group in front of the king and queen. "Why have you come to the sanctuary of dolphins? This is no place for mermaids," yelled the queen dolphin. "We've come to seek your help," said Evie. The evil rude boy lobster army will soon take over the ocean. They will dominate all creatures living in water, including dolphins. What's more, if you don't help us right now, then in a matter of months, the entire jellybean fish population will be decimated and they will surely become extinct." The dolphins all gasped and appeared visibly worried. They murmured to each other a bit in a panic at Evie's suggestion. "What are you talking about?" the king demanded. "Just like you dolphins, the lobster rude boy's favorite food is also the delicious jellybean fish," began Evie. "But the rude boys are senseless and have no understanding of conservation. They will eat through every last scrumptious, chewy, fruit-flavored jellybean fish in a matter of months, leaving only the black licorice fish if you're lucky." Again, the crowd of dolphins squeaked and murmured, only louder this time. It took a bit for the king to quiet them. The ninjas could tell that the dolphins here were very serious about their jellybean fish. Finally, the panic died down again, and the king replied, "If this is true, we dolphins must act." The dolphin crowd lit up with anger and excitement. There were cries of, "Let's get those lobsters!" and "Down with the rude boys!" and "My favorite flavor of jellybean fish is raspberry." "Rally the troops! To the rude boy hideout!" bellowed the king. The ninjas still stood in the center of the royal stone circle, watching as all the dolphins scrambled off to get their armor and prepare for battle. Ben leaned over to Evie and asked, "What just happened?" "Dolphins love jellybean fish more than anything else in the ocean," said Evie. "They may not like other sea creatures, but they will definitely fight alongside us if it means protecting their favorite snack. And they know where the rude boy hideout is, so now we follow the dolphins into battle and hope for the best." The ninjas had never heard of a jellybean fish, so this whole thing was very confusing to them. But if it meant putting an end to the rude boy threat, then they would just go along with it for now. The dolphins all swam around now in specialized dolphin armor. They began forming lines and rows, and they were floating in place waiting for their orders. The heroes watched as more and more dolphins rushed to get their armor and then found their place in the ranks. Hundreds and hundreds of dolphins now formed long lines of battle-ready fighters. Seeing all this help they were getting gave Evie and Gwen more hope. They led the heroes to the front of the line of dolphins and waited. The king and queen joined them. The dolphin queen, with her golden armor and shiny crown filled with gemstones, turned to her dolphin followers and yelled, "Take no rude boy prisoners! Destroy them all!" And the heroes in the dolphin army all launched themselves forward to the rude boy hideout for one final showdown. The end. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I wonder if jellybean fish taste like jelly beans or if they are filled with actual jelly beans. Maybe we'll learn that on the next episode. As always, if you have a question, just email me at kidstoriespodcast@gmail.com and be sure to check out the Patreon for more amazing content. Adios!